Products start with quality materials and trusted service, and no one's more committed than Universal Windows Direct of Central Texas. With windows built to last, backed by the best lifetime warranty. 0% financing is available with your good credit. Call Universal Windows Direct of Central Texas today for the last windows you'll ever need.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Or a better kind of primary care.
At Patient First Direct Primary Care, you get unlimited office visits with same-day or next-day availability.
And instead of rushed appointments, we take the time to actually listen.
There are no insurance hassles, just clear, simple care.
You can reach us by phone or text because access shouldn't be complicated. Our practice has expanded to include Medicare-age patients as part of our direct primary care model.
It's a fresh alternative to the traditional insurance or government-driven systems, care that finally puts you first.
For more information, go to patientfirstdirect.com.
In Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, your bank for life.
Back to the show. There is a fabulous production coming with Temple Civic Theater, and it is the show FENCES. And I'm delighted to have two of the principal characters in the show with us and the stage manager with us as well. So I want to introduce you to Paula Washington, who is stage manager for FENCES, and Skeeter Jenkins.
Yes, ma'am.
And DenMica Eugene. Yes. And you two are playing kind of the lead characters. Yes. So welcome to the show.
Thank
this
you.
is show's opening night is coming up. It's the 6th, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long will the show run?
It'll run through February 15th, 2 weekends in a row.
Okay, so this is a Pulitzer and Tony award-winning drama.
Yes, it is.
And it's set in the 1950s, and it explores family, responsibility, race, legacy. And as stage manager, I want to start with you, because you guys are going to do a little scene for us here in a minute. But why is this show important?
It takes you through the stages of what an American family would go through. It takes you through the emotions of generations. You have the women, you have the men, you have the fight for your rights and the fight for just to be heard, fight to be able to be seen, and that's a big push.
So have you been a part of a production of this show before?
Of this show,
Uh-huh.
no.
Okay, so this is kind of a new experience.
Yes.
For you, although you're very familiar with the play, obviously very familiar. Well, so Skeeter, you are playing the role of Troy Maxson.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would tell me a little bit about him.
Troy is multi-dimensional. You know, one minute you're going to love him. Next minute you're going to hate him. Next minute you're going to think he's funny. Next minute you're going to think, what is he talking about? And then you're going to see that Troy loves baseball. Throughout the production, if he don't say something about baseball, he just ain't talking. Mm-hmm. He always tells stories, which other people call analogies, and all of his analogies about baseball, they may not make sense to you, but they make perfect sense to Troy. When Troy says something, he believes in it 100%, and he may be wrong as the day's out. Mm-hmm. But he don't think he's wrong. So he portrays that in every scene. If he thinks something, he thinks he knows, especially when it comes to baseball. He thinks he knows everything about baseball. And he does, in a sense, but some of it is a little far-fetched, but Troy don't think so.
So, DenMica, your character is Rose.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit about her.
Ooh, Rose is homemaker, wife, mother. She loves her family. She wants to keep them close to her, keep them safe. She just loves, she's a nurturer all the way around. And she has a story to tell. She has to get it out and share it with passion.
Yeah.
So,
well, your director is a good
Yes.
friend of mine, Dr. Carrie Ann Zamore, and she's the one that contacted me about setting this up, and I'm more than happy to give you a chance to talk about this show. And Temple Civic Theater is just a delightful venue. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. Have you been involved in shows there before? Is this a first time for you?
Skeeter and both of us have. We did the Mountaintop.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's the story about Dr. King's last night before he was assassinated. So it's a two-person show. So we have to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to know each other well.
Yes, we did.
Good. Now, Rose is often called the heart of the play. What are you trying to bring to this character?
I want to tell her story because it's a story that many women have experienced. I don't want to give the plot of it away,
Right.
the ending of, but her husband, he is a vulgar man. Some of his language and his terminology, he's very blunt, very bold and honest, and she tries to keep him on the right path. She tries to redirect him and, no, honey, come back this way, come back to love, and he continues to go outward. So she wants this fence built in her yard to keep the family in.
Yeah, hence the name of the show. Many of the performances, I understand, are sold out. Is that true?
It's getting there.
Getting there. Okay.
Getting
there.
Good.
Right.
Good. So how do people get tickets?
Online.
Okay.
So the Temple Civic Theater has an online, and you just purchase your tickets right there.
Okay, and so
And pick your seats too, excuse me.
Oh, you could choose where you would.
Yes.
And of course, there's really not a bad seat in the house. I mean,
No.
it's,
No.
No.
yeah. What are you hoping that audiences take with them?
That their family is.
Yeah. Go ahead. I
No.
want all of you. Yeah, to talk about it.
That their family is normal.
Uh-huh.
That you can
Yes,
talk.
That's right.
That's
That
it.
you can talk about the ups and the downs and the ebbs and the flows and the good and the bad and be okay about it. And so many people like to hide stuff. And I remember stuff growing up that you don't tell nobody about your business. I mean that was just a secret. I mean, not a secret. It was just the word
You just
around
don't
the house.
talk about
You
it.
just don't talk about it. And I think people gonna have conversations after they see this production. August Wilson was brilliant. 1950s, and it's still relevant today with things that go on today. So he was brilliant in the way that he portrayed it on paper, and it won all of those awards because it's relevant. And like Dr. Carrie Ann say, it's not just for African Americans. Everybody's going to relate to the story,
Right.
and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I believe everyone is they're gonna have an opportunity to see themselves. As he stated earlier, you're gonna see yourself. You're gonna find yourself somewhere in this play. It's dealing with layers and levels. It's dealing with post-trauma. It's dealing with current trauma. It's dealing with, future drama, things that has happened. And our characters are real. They're real. This happens.
Yeah.
And we're going to lay it all out there. And people, like he said, people can see themselves. This is a mirroring play. It's going to hold up a mirror, and if you can't see yourself in this play, then you're not living in reality because
Not
life
paying
is
attention.
not paying attention because life
Yeah.
is really happening. And Rose talks about some of her experiences. Troy shares some of his experiences, and I just hope for me that I can deliver her story well because so many women have this story.
And to add on to that, it's generational.
Right.
So Troy's dad did one thing. Troy's doing what his dad did.
Yeah.
That's right.
And his son is in a new generation, but Troy's still stuck in his generation, trying to put that on his son and not seeing that his son is evolving into something that he wasn't. And I don't want to give it away, but come out and see how Troy
Right.
adjusts to that,
Right.
or
Yeah.
if he's adjusted to
should
it.
he
And the
do-
beauty is Rose is trying to change the narrative of what has happened to Troy. She's trying to leave a different kind of legacy. It's something she didn't want, but she had to deal with.
That's
Okay,
good.
so you're going to do a scene for us.
Yes.
Okay, you want to set it up? How do you want to set this up?
We could you just tell us when to go, and we just gonna jump right into it.
Okay. Go ahead and go.
Why don't you go ahead and let that boy play football, Troy? Ain't no harm in that. He just trying to be like you.
I want him to be like me. I want that boy to get as far away from my life as he possibly can. You the best thing that ever happened to me. I wish him that. But I don't wish him nothing else from my life. I decided 17 years ago that I'm not going to let that boy get involved in no sports. Not after what they done to me in sports.
Why don't you go ahead and admit that you was too old to play in the major leagues? For once, why don't you admit that?
What you talking about too old? I'm not too old. I just wasn't the right color. Hell, I'm 53 years old, and I could do better than Selkirk's 269 right now.
How was you gonna play ball when you was over 40, Troy? Sometimes I can't get no sense out of you.
I got good sense, woman. I got sense enough to not let that boy get hurt over playing those sports. You've been mothering him too much, worrying about if somebody like him or not.
Everything that boy do, he do for you. All he want to hear is good job, son. That's all.
Woman, I do the best I can. I come in here every Friday with a sack of potatoes and a bucket of lard. You all stand up at that door with your hands out. I give you the lint from my pocket. I give you my sweat and my blood. I ain't got no more tears. I done spent them. We go upstairs and do what we need to do. I wake up Monday morning, find my lunch on the table. I go out, try to make my way, find the strength to get me through next Friday. That's all I got, Rose. That's all I got to give. I can't give nothing else. See?
Bravo, bravo. Oh man, it just gives me chills.
And think about it. He wrote that for 1957.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, when you write a classic, that's what happens. I mean, it's gonna be applicable, and it's To Kill a Mockingbird. I mean, it's those kind of things that are. So Fences is coming to the Temple Civic Theater, and again, opening night is the 6th.
Yes.
Coming right up, and your run is through what?
All the way through the 15th.
Through the 15th.
2 weekends.
2 weekends, and ticket prices range from what?
$14 for students, $25
for adults.
Well, what a fantastic evening of entertainment. And we've got Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Go to dinner and a show.
Dinner and a show.
That's right. Wonderful Temple Civic Theater. Thank you all so much.
Thank you
Yes,
for
ma'am.
having us.
Thank you for having
It's gonna
us.
be break a leg.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be back.
Products start with quality materials and trusted service. and no one's more committed than Universal Windows Direct of Central Texas. With windows built to last, backed by the best lifetime warranty. 0% financing is available with your good credit. Call Universal Windows Direct of Central Texas today for the last windows you'll ever need.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, Your Bank for Life.
Kind of primary care.
At Patient First Direct Primary Care, you get unlimited office visits with same day or next day availability.
And instead of rushed appointments, we take the time to actually listen.
There are no insurance hassles, just clear, simple care.
You can reach us by phone or text because access shouldn't be complicated. Our practice has expanded to include Medicare-age patients as part of our direct primary care model.
It's a fresh alternative to the traditional insurance or government-driven systems, care that finally puts you first.
For more information, go to patientfirstdirect.com.
The reason that their service is outstanding because the people they have working, behind the desk and the folks working out in the garage, taking care of business. And they give you a date, they give you a time, and that they're spot on. And they're professional, they take care of it, and they answer all your questions, and they're fun to work with.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
To the show, I'm going to take you to the Bible. Okay, the book of Nehemiah, which tells about a city that was rebuilt stone by stone, gate by gate after devastation. And each gate had a purpose, each repair mattered, and the work could not be rushed. Today's guest has lived that kind of rebuilding. And I'm thrilled to have Margie Cox here. She's the author of From Broken and Bleeding to Healed and Whole. And her journey is powerful in that each chapter takes us through a gate. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I'm so glad to have read your memoir, and it's very raw, and you were very vulnerable in telling the story
because it's real. It is a deep story, but there is so much freedom at the end of it that
That's
it's
the good
worth
news.
it. Yeah, that it's worth it.
You know the end of the story, which
Yes,
is
yes.
good. But truly, I mean, the crux of it is you were deeply hurt by the people that were supposed to love you the most.
Yes.
So if you would just kind of take us to the beginning and how your story began.
Actually, if I go clear back to the beginning, I was born in Colorado, grew up in Colorado Springs, got to Texas as quick as I could.
I was going to say Colorado's pretty.
Met my husband when he was stationed in the Army, and we married, and he got a job at General Tire, so we wound up in Waco. But over the course of several years after we were married, I don't know, a few things would surface in my mind, but just not anything that just knocked me over until I found out after I had left home to be married that my father had begun to sexually abuse my little sister. And I felt totally responsible because I was older. I should have, because he had abused me also when I was a child, and I didn't ever tell on him. There came a point when he quit, and so I thought, well, he's scared of me because he's afraid I'll tell somebody. No, he was afraid my little sister would notice something wasn't right, and
Mhm.
she would tell. So
Now, she was 7 years younger. than
7
you.
years younger.
So it's a big age
Big
span.
age
So
spread.
how old were you when he started the abuse?
I was 3.
Oh, gosh.
I was 3. I have 2 flashbacks.
I was going to say,
My
do you
first
even
one,
have
I
one?
was 3 years old.
Oh,
I was
Margie.
3.
So then your younger sister. But you didn't know
No,
that
I didn't have
he had repeated that behavior with her.
not at all until she graduated from high school and went to live with my brother. And in about 2 months, my sister-in-law called me and she said, "Your sister is a wreck. This is what your daddy's been doing probably for about 6 or 7 years, ever since I'd been gone." Just made me sick, made me feel so responsible. I was older. Why hadn't I done something? It was all my fault that she was hurt. And of course, Satan took it and ran with it.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't have Jesus in my heart at the point.
So you were not a Christian. You
No,
weren't
no.
raised in a Christian home.
Not really. I mean, I could quote John 3:16 with the best of them, the King James version.
Mhm.
It was up here, but
Right.
it wasn't down here. Had been to church off and on. As a young child, my grandmother took me. But I just, like I said, Satan took it and ran with it because he just kept saying, "It's all your fault. It's all your fault. You were responsible. You should have saved her. You could have. You should have." And I bought it to the
Right.
point where I was so depressed. I mean, I went into a suicidal depression.
Yeah, you had some severe mental
Yes.
trauma that you were dealing with. And interestingly, it was your mother-in-law that kind of
Yes.
was. I mean, your in-laws just took you in
From the
Did
very
did she know
beginning.
about?
No,
I was
no,
going to say you probably
no,
didn't tell her that.
No, and I didn't tell my husband. In fact, it
Oh.
was back in the 60s. It wasn't something you talked about even, I didn't tell my husband what was wrong. Grandma didn't have any idea what was wrong. The thing about Dale's family is immediately they loved me just because he did. And so I guess when the going got rough, but
That made all the difference, though.
it did ultimately because I had been in the hospital 3 times under psychiatric care. At the time, it was the 4th floor of Providence because there wasn't a DePaul, but it was lockdown. I mean, I couldn't
Right.
have a comb. I couldn't,
And
nothing.
electroshock therapy, the whole bit.
Yes, EST, which erased my memory.
Right.
And
But
I-
not totally, because obviously you.
Ultimately, I remembered, but
Yeah.
not for a number of years.
Oh, well, I
It
guess that's what
erased
it
it.
was supposed to do.
Evidently.
Yeah.
Because then when I did remember, I had Jesus. And I thought, okay, Jesus and I can do this now.
Mhm.
And so when I realized when it came back to me what had happened, I called my sister and I said, "I'm going to have to deal with this." And she said, "Well, I already have been." So between the two of us, and this was in May of 84, my daddy was killed in a car wreck in 82. So he was already dead. God speaks to me in dreams sometimes because I don't shut up in the daytime. But I had a dream, and it was a very vivid dream. I was killing somebody, and I thought it was who it was, but it wasn't. God told me it was my daddy.
Yeah.
And I said, "Excuse me?" And it all came rushing back. And when it did, I called my sister and I said, "Do you remember?" She said, "Oh, yeah, I remember." So we decided that we were going to forgive.
Mhm.
We were not going to give him the power. We were not going to be buried under the shame, the guilt, the oppression of what it had done to us. And it took us till Thanksgiving, but we worked through it. That was before cell phones and minutes, so you paid by the minute.
Oh,
Our
gosh.
phone
Long
bills were,
distance.
yes,
And where
were
was she living?
outrageous. Idaho.
She was in Idaho. my goodness.
Idaho. And our phone bills were outrageous.
So at what point did you believe, you and your sister brother, or realize that healing was possible?
I think probably because of the forgiveness that I had received from Jesus and the freeing of, some of my past. I just realized until we could forgive him, we were going to be dragging it around
Mm-hmm.
behind us or in us or with us.
Right.
And that we didn't want that. We
Yeah.
wanted, we're products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners. And so just having the freedom to forgive, knowing the freedom that I received when I accepted Christ was, okay, we can do this.
Mhm.
We can do this.
Well, you structured your chapters, as I alluded to at the beginning, about the gates. So let's
Yes.
talk about a few of them. Why do you think God even used the image of gates and not walls in your healing journey?
I think Nehemiah's one of my heroes.
Yeah.
He was my kind of guy. Let's make a plan, let's get at it, and let's get it done.
Yeah.
And so I had always kind of admired Nehemiah. And when I finally decided in 2016, I had just off the top of my head said, if I ever wrote a book, it would be the BC part before Christ would be broken and bleeding, and the AD in the years of our Lord would be healed and whole.
Right.
Just mouthing. Well, I kept mouthing, and pretty soon it came to
It
be.
became a book.
It became a book.
Yeah.
And as God said, okay, go ahead and write it. It's time. He brought this picture to my mind, these gates of Nehemiah's. And so I went online and found a picture of, what Jerusalem looked like. And a friend of mine drew this for me and fixed it all up. But what the different gates represented in my life, because there's more gates than this, there's 13 altogether. But these were the ones that had purpose in my life. And so I titled my chapters the different gates.
So let's start with the sheep gate. That in scripture is associated with sacrifice. So what did that mean in your life?
Just all we have gone astray, and we've kind of gone our own way. I think for a long time I felt defined by what had happened or what I'd been or where I'd been, and just kind of wandering away from God. And so even I had made some poor choices, and no excuses.
You said that you acted out as a young person.
Yeah. And so but just no purpose, nowhere to go, just wandering. I was just at the sheep gate. And okay, where was it going to take me? Where was I going to go from there?
Yeah. Yeah. So the next gate.
Yeah. By now, when I got to this gate, I have at least been found by the shepherd. I'm not as found as I hopefully will be someday, but I'm found. So I know I'm not wandering anymore. So once I realized why I had been in the hospital, what had happened, when whatever the electroshock therapy erased, when it came crashing back, then he walked me through the dung gate.
Yeah.
Generational bondage. My sister and I could look back. We could see coming down both sides of our family. Abuse.
It was generational abuse.
It was generational bondage. It was incredible as God began to reveal.
And again, because nobody talked about it.
No, nobody said, anything. There was alcoholism, there was sexual abuse, there was, and I don't know whether back then they just thought it was accepted and okay. I don't know what they thought, but it didn't ever get taken care of. I believe, and so does my sister, that my dad's mother was sexually abused.
Right.
My sister had a vision, a dream of my father being abused by his mother. What does Daddy do?
Yeah.
What he knows.
Right.
You
No,
know.
that.
But it explains
it's
it.
an explanation. Yeah.
It explains it.
Well, the dung gate, really the kind of the
Yeah.
hard, most necessary one, I guess.
Yes.
How did you experience that process of confronting and releasing and removing what was toxic in your life?
First of all, you've got to name it.
Yeah.
You've got to name it. You've got to be honest. You've got to, you don't excuse it. Like I said, we could explain it. You don't excuse it. Forgiveness is not excusing at all. It's not saying it never happened. It's not saying it's okay. It's nothing. It is calling a spade a spade.
Yeah.
And then digging up the bones.
Yeah.
And dealing with them.
Well, then the fountain gate points to renewal and life-giving water. So what did restoration begin to look like in your life after so much pain?
The fountain gate was my accepting Christ and just seeing everything with new eyes. I don't even know how to explain it, except that things had been so clouded and so dark for a long time. And all of a sudden, it's not anymore.
Yeah.
It's not. Like you said, my mother-in-law played a big part in it because I said I'd been in the hospital 3 times and I was headed back again in October. And my husband took me down to their house on a Sunday morning. They lived right down the street from us because he was afraid to leave me by myself, at home by myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know what was said. I don't know why it was said. But Grandma said, I think we need to pray. Went in the bed. Pop got down on the bed here. I was here. She was down at the end, and we were holding hands. And she started praying. And she has the gift of tongues.
Okay.
I have no idea what she told God or what God told her. But the next morning, I didn't have to go back to the hospital.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
It started healing that fast. Now, that was in October.
Yeah.
So it was April of the next year before I finally heard, for God so loved Margie,
Yeah.
that he gave his
And you
son.
just internalized
Yeah.
that.
What I had memorized years ago.
What you
yeah.
had known.
Yeah.
Well, but there was a round 2, and it involved your mother. So we're going to come to that when we get back from the break, though. We need to take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll hear more of Margie Cox's story. Stay with us.
Football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game, poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, Your Bank for Life.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Ready for a better kind of primary care?
At Patient First Direct Primary Care, you get unlimited office visits with same-day or next-day availability.
And instead of rushed appointments, we take the time to actually listen.
There are no insurance hassles, just clear, simple care.
You can reach us by phone or text because access shouldn't be complicated. Our practice has expanded to include Medicare-age patients as part of our direct primary care model.
It's a fresh alternative to the traditional insurance or government-driven systems, care that finally puts you first.
For more information, go to patientfirstdirect.com.
Send money abroad in just a few steps with Remitly. Sign up with your email, enter an amount, choose how your loved ones receive the money, enter your recipient's information, select a payment method, hit send, and relax. Download the Remitly app today.
It doesn't matter if your investment budget is small or big. All you need is Benzinga Pro and its powerful news alerts, price tracking, and portfolio monitoring. Subscribe now, and we'll skyrocket your portfolio today.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct. I let in the sun rays. More of the heat stays. Universal Windows Direct.
Right now, buy one window, get the next one free, plus no interest and no payments for 24 months.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
And we are back with Margie Cox, who has written From Broken and Bleeding to Healed and Whole. And your story of pain is really quite touching, but it's full of good news too. And
Yes.
restoration, as you say,
Yes.
you're healed, you're whole. But there was a whole nother episode later, some years later, when, in fact, it was after your mother passed away, and the will was read, and deep hurt. Do you want to
Deep
tell that
hurt.
story?
To back up just a little, probably about 4 years before she died, we had a family roundtable meeting, my brothers and my sister, and I have 2 brothers. And my brother had a video camera, and he was asking Mom questions about her growing up years and stuff. So we'd have some family history.
Right.
And right in the middle of the family history, she looked my sister and me straight in the eye, and she said, I was abused by my father when I was a youngster, and if I could handle it, anybody could. And we knew, she knew. Didn't bother us as bad then as when she died 4 years later. And yes, we were in the lawyer's office, and she'd have made a good Jewish mama because the boys were very important.
Oh, yeah.
And because they benefited a little better than
No,
my
it's
sister
not an
and I.
equitable distribution of the estate, shall we say?
Yeah. That's a good
In
way.
fact-
That's a good
in
way
fact,
to describe
it. was kind of a...
Yeah, because
to
not
you and your
only was
sister.
it inequitable, it was my sister and I were going to pay for part of the equity.
had to pay taxes or something. I mean, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
to
Even
pay
the,
the
even the attorney told her mother when she wrote the will, this is not fair.
And her comment was, I don't care. she might as well have shot my sister and I and me. She might as well have shot us. That hurt so bad. Made me, only this time, instead of getting depressed, I got angry.
You got mad. Yeah.
I got mad.
Mm-hmm.
I got mad. And for a whole year, I would gripe to anybody that would listen. And within a year, the bitterness and the anger had eaten holes in my colon.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to have 14 inches of my colon removed. And it wasn't anything but bitterness.
Yeah.
And even then, I didn't deal with it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It was 3 years after she died before I dealt with it. And pretty much God told me, if you don't deal with it, you're not any good to me at all. Yeah. I was scheduled to go on a mission trip, and he said, don't bother if you don't forgive your mother. And
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because my deal was, because he said I needed to fast and pray until I forgave. And it wasn't that I didn't think I couldn't. It was that I wasn't sure I wanted to.
Right. You'd forgiven your dad. And that was horrible, what he did.
Yeah. So what's the big deal?
Yeah, really.
Why am I dragging my...
But, she should have protected you too.
And that's my statement in my book. I said, even animal mothers will fight
Mama
to the
bears.
death.
Yeah, right.
To protect their kids. And
Tiger moms and all that.
Yes. And she just turned a blind eye.
Almost as if she blamed the two of you.
I think to some degree she did. Mm-hmm. I wonder if she felt so insecure. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It just
reading your story, I'm just like, I cannot. It is almost, how much more can this woman take? I mean, really. I mean, it is the saddest thing. But you have written this book, Margie, to help other people who might find themselves in such desperate situations, that there is hope. There's light at the end of that tunnel.
And there's freedom. And until you can forgive, even the worst of whatever, it keeps you a prisoner. Forgiveness is setting the prisoner free and finding out the prisoner was you.
Right.
Letting God, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. My sister and I kind of thought we'd like to be in on it, but he really doesn't want our, he doesn't need our help.
He doesn't need your help. So if someone finds themselves stuck, maybe at one of the gates, of the many gates, and really can't imagine moving forward. I mean, you realized you had to move forward and deal with things, or you said God wouldn't use you in other ways that, and you've been involved with Christian Women's Job Corps, and then, you give so much through your church.
Well, jail, and I'm teaching my book.
From your book.
I'm teaching.
I bet you've had quite a few women in that situation and can identify.
Yes. And when they realize, because basically choices that my parents made, yes, Dad may not have meant it for evil, like Joseph told his brothers, but it was evil. Mm-hmm. Even what Mom did, I don't know if it was evil, but it certainly was hurtful, harmful, hateful.
Yeah.
So it's all about choices. Okay, do we want to nurse the pain, or do we want freedom? It was their choices that have hurt us, but we have a choice to let go and let God.
Yeah. I think it was interesting, too, that you kind of made a list of things, thinking back on your mother, because she is gone. I mean, you don't have the luxury of sitting down with her and hashing it all out, But you remembered things that you did that told you that she did love you.
Because God made me in so many words.
That was part of your therapy.
Part of my therapy.
Yeah.
He said, you will list 25 things that your mother was good for you or did good for. I said, God,
Yeah,
You know,
this
I kind of
bad
laughed.
outweighs the.
And I said, okay, you are going to have to let me see her through your eyes. Because right now, all that's running through my mind are the ugly things, the hurtful things she used to say to me, the critical, the almost verbally abusive things. You're going to have to give me a different picture.
Yeah.
And he's faithful.
Yeah.
Was when I started listing things, I thought, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. It was such a blessing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was a
no.
blessing to realize that there was love. She just didn't know how to show it. And I think it goes back to people that haven't received love don't know how to give it. If her daddy abused her, and maybe her mama knew, no love there. Okay,
Right.
she gets my
I
dad.
hadn't even thought about that, but
She gets my dad. If she knows what he's doing, then I know she's not feeling loved by him. What's wrong with her that she's not enough?
right.
So there again, I don't know if she ever felt truly, deeply loved. And you can't give what you haven't received.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, abuse and rejection often distort one's identity.
Yes. And how you picture what life should be like. Yeah.
But you married. In fact, your mother even said, "Oh, this marriage will never last." And you were like, "I'm going to prove you
my
wrong."
mind made
Anyway, and it sounds like maybe it was a little bit of I'm escaping this situation, and that
It was.
prompted the marriage as well.
Not that I didn't love him. I
Right.
do. And we're looking at 64 years in a month or so.
Congratulations.
So
Yeah.
it's been okay. But there were some rough years, and these were some of them.
I'm sure.
These were some of them.
Well, yeah, when your spouse is having such severe mental trauma and you don't know what to do. I mean, he had to have been at his wit's end too.
Well, and I had two little bitty boys.
Yeah.
You know, and I wasn't taking care of him or the boys because I wasn't taking care of me.
Right,
You know,
right.
so he had to deal with, in fact, it's in the book, I made him buy cemetery plots because I knew that's where I was going to wind up. People without hope don't see past the cemetery. And at that point, I had no hope.
Yeah. Well, not the case now, though.
No,
Which is
no.
that's wonderful. So what does being whole and healed mean to you today?
It gives me a freedom, first of all, to be able to talk about it and to share it.
Yes, you've been very transparent about stuff.
You
that-
know, for the purposes of helping other people. You know, God doesn't let you go through something for nothing. And I feel like this is how he has wanted me to use. You know, God works all things for good to those who love him and are called according to his purposes.
That doesn't
Did
mean all
he-
things are good.
No. He
No.
works all things for
For
good,
good,
but
yeah.
not that they were good.
Yeah.
Was it his purpose, his ideal purpose that Dad abused? No.
Oh, heavens.
But it happened. Was it his ideal for Mom to let it happen? No. But it did. So I can go back to wallowing in self-pity or anger, or I can take what he's given me through Jesus, the forgiveness, and I can pass it on. Because you're never going to be free until you can forgive.
Mm.
And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, that is the bottom line. Have you heard from other people who've maybe read your book or that you've ministered to that have
Yes, and I
told
just
you their story?
not so much told me their stories, but they would say, I didn't realize that this was and what I need to deal with, or things like that. They haven't gone into detail, but they've let me know that I've opened up wounds, you know, and there are going to be scabs until you are able to get to the bottom of it, deal with it, and then you'll have a scar. There's going to be a
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how could God use this if it all went away again like the
Right,
you
right.
know? But you'll have a scar that will be a reminder, but it won't bleed anymore because you won't be picking the top off of it.
Yeah.
You will have dealt with everything that's buried. You're able to bury it and leave it alone. And just, okay, here's my scar, and this is why I have it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what you can do to have a scar.
Right. Your sister, how's she doing?
Pardon?
How's your sister doing these days?
It's interesting, and I don't know if she'll ever hear this. She's not been able to forgive Mom.
Oh.
She's not been able to forgive Mom. She said, I sit down and I start doing like you used to have at school, write 25 times, you forgive your mother. She said, I get to about 7 and I have to quit.
Mm.
She said, what was wrong with us that Mom couldn't love us? I said, nothing was
There was
wrong with
nothing wrong,
us.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with us.
It was all her.
It,
So, where do you think your mother is now? I know you said you had a vision where you saw her singing. You said she could have been an opera singer. I mean, she was
she had
a
a
talented
beautiful
woman.
voice. She had a beautiful voice.
Do you think she's saved?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
I do. And I think in some respects, my being able to forgive her has released some of her pain. And I know that sounds silly because I don't know if you feel pain in heaven, but
I would think not.
The looks that was not like anything I had ever seen when she was alive.
Mm-hmm. So
There
you saw
was-
kind of a vision of her.
Yes,
Yeah.
I just looked up and there she was,
Oh my
and
goodness.
there was a look in her eyes, and she was smiling. I had never seen that before, and I thought, she knows that I have forgiven her. Now, whether that released anything for her or not, I don't know, but it did for me.
Mhm. Well, I mean, that's the thing. That's the bottom line. How can people find your book?
It is on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
and on the back of it is my Gmail address. You can contact me that way. And then I have books. If they will Gmail me, or if
Mhm.
they're in town, I will see to it that they get a book. I don't charge as much as Amazon.
Yeah, no, I know that.
But you
They gotta
can
make
get
their
it
cut.
off as Amazon. And it's also an ebook. You can get an
Oh, okay,
ebook
good.
also
Oh, very good.
through Amazon.
Okay. And this is self-published? Self-published book?
Well, self-published. Zulon is the publisher, but
Mhm.
basically I did it all
Okay.
myself. I did the
Right.
formatting, I did everything. They just put a cover on it and put a binding
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. Well, your story is remarkable. I mean, I'm just so taken by your willingness to share
Thank
this
you.
deep, deep pain that no child should ever experience. It's just unconscionable. But you've taken that. God has been able to take that, and through forgiveness, bring healing in your life. I mean, it's
Yes.
just wonderful.
And hopefully, as I share and as it will bring healing to other people too. And I'm available to speak at church meetings for women's groups or whatever.
Yeah.
I have done that some, and I'm willing to do that some more. Just wherever I'm needed, wherever God wants His freedom to be shed, I guess.
All right.
Because
Well,
it's all about freedom.
Yeah,
It's all
and
about freedom.
I'm just grateful to you for spending some time with
Thank
me
you.
here today to tell your story. Margie Cox, again, from broken and bleeding to healed and whole. Thank
Yeah.
you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
At Covers and All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
VivoSun's mission is to empower growers with stylish and effective products, making indoor growing accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Visit vivosun.com today and get started making growing plants and vegetables easy and automatic.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
Gonna be a Bob Marley song, a redemption song.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, pirates, yes, they robbed by, sold I to the merchant ship. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, my head was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We formed this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? All I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Free yourself from mental slavery. None by ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy. None of them can stop the time. How long must they kill our prophets while we sit aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. You gotta fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? All I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Free yourself from mental slavery. None by ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy. None of them can stop the time. How long must we kill our prophets while we sit aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. You gotta fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? All I ever had, redemption songs, these songs of freedom. All I ever had, redemption songs.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB, your bank for life, takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, your bank for life.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct. I let in the sun rays. More of the heat stays. Universal Windows Direct.
Right now, buy one window, get the next one free. Plus no interest and no payments for 24 months.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
At Fullwell, we bring together the expertise of registered dietitians, MDs, and OBGYNs to give you the best fertility support. Fullwell, your trusted partner on your fertility journey. Visit us at fullwellfertility.com.
Football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Hey Waco, meet your new favorite email. It's called the Waco Buzz, the local newsletter that skips crime and chaos and gets straight to the good stuff. New restaurants, hidden gems, weekend events, and stories that make you proud to call Waco home. It's quick, free, and written by people who love Waco as much as you do. Join thousands of neighbors who already start their mornings with the Waco Buzz at thewacobuzz.com.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.